Now the ball pops loose, and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score! Welcome to the season finale of Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
I'm John Jacobson. It's been a great spring season and entire school year. Today on the show, we recap the last 3 state tournaments of the spring: baseball, lacrosse, and golf.
Plus, we'll name our all-area teams in softball and baseball.
We'll get started with state baseball. 3 of the 8 teams in the Class 4A tournament were from our area, and 2 of them advanced to the title game. Top seed Wayzata played a memorable semifinal game when they faced Lakeville North. Scoreless into the 5th inning when the Panthers' Michael Dooney singles to left field. Nick Spitt comes around to score the game's first run on Dooney's big 2-out hit, and it's 1-0 Lakeville North. Trailing 2-0 in the 6th, Cody Getters gets his biggest hit of the season. His 2-out single to center scores Parker Labachek and Griffin Schneider, and Wayzata ties the game 2-2. Jake Marsh pitches in relief of starter Brendan Brody and throws 3 innings, retiring the final 8 batters he faces. Bottom of the 8th, with a runner on for Wayzata's Schneider, who failed twice in his at-bat to get a bunt down, and then he hits a 2-2 pitch over the fence and left for a dramatic 2-run homer to win it. Trojans take this one 4-2 to move them into Monday night's championship game at Target Field.
Champlin Park jumped on Blaine early in the quarterfinals on the way to a win, and they used the same formula against Woodbury in the semifinal round. Bottom of the 1st, and Derek Smith singles up the middle to score Riley Johnson and Eric Pearson for a quick 2-0 Champlin Park lead. Their offense is held in check, though, from there. Woodbury gets on the board in the 3rd as Sebastian Holty-Mancera slaps a single up the middle to score Logan Welch, who doubled, and it's a 2-1 game. Rebels pitcher Aaron Klepner makes those early runs hold up, and he fields his position well, too. Klepner gets the out on the bunt here, and it stays 2-1 through 6 innings. And Drew Nelson comes on to get the last out with 2 on in the 7th, getting the foul pop out to end it. The Rebels advance to the title game with a 2-1 win. Maple Grove hoped to join the other 2 local squads in the semifinals. The Crimson had a memorable first game of the tournament. The Crimson coming in as the number 4 seed, Lakeville North number 5 in the quarters. Bottom of the 2nd, Maple Grove's Jaden Roll rips a ground ball down the line. He hustles to 2nd for a leadoff double. Roll advances to 3rd on the sacrifice, and then with aggressive base running, he scores the first run of the game on the Max Marshall ground out. It's still 1-0 Crimson in the top of the 6th when the Panthers' Nick Duer launches a towering fly ball that clears the right field fence. It's a solo home run, and it's 1-1. And no more runs in this one until the top of the 13th when Spitt strokes a 2-out hit that scores Robert Frederick, and the Panthers take a 2-1 lead. The Crimson get runners on 2nd and 3rd in the bottom of the inning, but Colin Dink strikes out Charlie Horton to end the game. Maple Grove falls with a 2-1 13-inning loss. And after beating Eden Prairie, Maple Grove played Burnsville for the consolation title and lost 8-7. The Blaze scored 5 runs in the 1st. Bubba Horton was 3 for 4 and drove in 3, while Isaac Collins and Lucas Burrington had 2 hits each. Maple Grove finishes with a 21-6 record.
Benilde St. Margaret's played in the Class 3A baseball tournament. The Red Knights beat North Branch, then lost to Henry Sibley, putting them into the 3rd place game against Little Falls at the U of M Siebert Field. 2nd inning, Benilde's Dylan Hewitt grounds to short. Flyer shortstop can't come up with it cleanly. Everyone's safe. Riley Simonetti scores the first run of the game. In the 4th inning, Joey Corbett at the plate, and he singles to right field. Simonetti is in to score his 2nd run of the game, and the Red Knights lead it 2-0. Same score until the bottom of the 5th. Austin Jenks hits a ball to the gap in right center field. Austin Wise scores. The Flyers open the inning with back-to-back triples to get on the board. Later in the inning, Mitchell Boris bounces one past 3rd for an infield single. Jenks is in with a run, and it's tied 2-2. The Flyers score the winning run in the game on a balk in the 6th inning and close out Benilde in the 7th. Little Falls takes 3rd place with a 3-2 win. And look for highlights of the Wayzata Champlin Park Championship game on 12 News and on our website 12.tv as the game will be played after this taping of Sports Jam.
Quite a showing for both those teams in the state tournament, and congratulations to all the teams that made the tournament as well. Still to come on Sports Jam, a look at our all-area teams in baseball and softball, plus highlights from state tournament golf and lacrosse.
Local golfers teed it up at the state tournament last week of the small school player aiming to repeat as a champion. Starting with Class 3A girls first day action, Julia Hall of Hopkins sinks the birdie putt on 4 West at Bunker Hills on the way to a 72. She ends up tying for 11th place with a 156 total. Champlin Park's Taylor Minger with a nice chip on 5 West that nearly goes in. Minger shoots rounds of 79 and 83 to tie for 24th place. On day 2, Sarah Santowski of Armstrong sinks the eagle putt here on West 6. She has a 76 in round 2 and a 159 total to place 20th. Her teammate Shelby Kiefer with a nice chip on West number 6 that sets up a birdie for her. Kiefer has a 178 total and ties for 64th place. Megan Municky of Champlin Park with a par putt on West 3 and she places 30th. In Class A, Kiara Smith of Heritage Christian Academy comes into the tournament as a defending state champion and with 3 top 5 finishes in 3 years. Heading into day 2, Smith is sitting in 3rd place. She almost chips in for birdie on Pebble Creek's White Course's 2nd hole. Smith shoots a second round 76 and she repeats as Class A champion. In Class 3A boys at Bunker Hills, lefty Matt Wall of Hopkins just misses on West hole number 1. Wall shoots rounds of 73 and 76 to tie for 10th place. Ben Frassini of Wayzata with a nice chip on East number 9 to set up a birdie. Frassini carts a 78 and 73 to tie for 17th place. Dan Chi of Wayzata makes the putt on East number 9 here. He shoots a 75 and then 77th. They end up in the tie for 20th place, 1 stroke behind Frassini. Michael Soro of Champlin Park right on target with a par putt on West hole number 1. He has back-to-back 77s and ties for 26th place. Maple Grove's Dylan Hansen ties for 50th place. In Class 2A, Paul Stanky of Providence Academy tied for 6th place. Mac Turner of Breck finished 12th. Derek Hitchner from team champion Blake earned the medalist honors. And in the Class 2A girls golf tournament, the Breck girls finished 3rd behind champion Detroit Lakes and Lake City. Anna Zumwinkle of Breck finishes 8th, while Providence Academy's Anna Rastetter places 12th. Well, now to lacrosse, where the Wayzata boys beat Tartan and then lost to top seed Lakeville North in the first 2 rounds of the state tournament. That put them into the 3rd place game against Eden Prairie. It's a slow start for Wayzata. Eden Prairie's Griffin Scholl dodges the defender and scores. The Eagles lead 5-0 after a quarter. Second quarter, Amar Batra uses the well-timed pick to get some space for the shot. And the Trojans pull within 6-3. Second half, Batra draws the D and feeds Dalton Seas for the long shot and goal here. Wayzata's within 8-5. But the early deficit is too much to overcome. Kyle Connolly scores for the Eagles as they hold off Wayzata for a 14-10 win.
Maple Grove's girls lacrosse team lost to Stillwater in the state quarterfinals. They beat Creighton-Durham Hall to advance to the consolation championship against Lakeville South. It's close most of the way. Claire McLean drops the pass to Haley Herdine for the high shot and goal. Maple Grove ties it 2-2. Trailing it then 5-3, the Crimson get 2 in a row as Paige Casebo sets up Tina Campa for her 2nd straight to tie at 5-5, but it's 7-5 Lakeville South at the half. Second half and the Cougars surge ahead. The pass is tipped, but Haley Gill scoops and scores for an 8-5 lead. Maple Grove keeps on battling. McLean to Lauren Kaufman, who spins in close and then sets up Campa. The Lakeville South wins it 13-10 to take the consolation title. And despite those last losses, pretty strong seasons for both of those teams, John.
And no doubt, Prior Lakes boys and Eden Prairie girls won the state titles. Next up, we name the best of the Northwest suburbs on our all-area baseball team.
Well, as we saw earlier, it's been a very good season for baseball in the Northwest suburbs. We proudly present our Sports Jam all-area baseball team.
You'd maybe go all 7.
We'll start our Sports Jam baseball team on the mound with a superb group of pitchers. Wayzata left-hander Tom Scoro entered the state tournament with a 7-1 record and 1.09 ERA, allowing just 31 hits in 58 innings with 83 strikeouts. The Kansas State signee is an all-Metro pick and was selected for the All-Star Series. Maple Grove senior right-hander Brett Schultz was 7-1 through section play with a 1.27 ERA and only 30 hits allowed in 55 innings. He struck out 66 while walking just 16. Two-time all-conference pick Schultz is an All-Star Series selection and will play for South Dakota State. He'll double as our second baseman, too.
Ball strike 3.
Number 7 Cole Albers of Champlin Park posted a 6-1 record through sections and added a win in the state quarterfinals with a 0.79 ERA for the Section 5 champions. He walked just 13 and fanned 37. He also plays shortstop for the Rebels. Junior left-hander Charlie Bubba Horton of Maple Grove entered state play with a 5-2 record. 1.47 ERA, 73 strikeouts, and just 31 hits allowed in 52 1/3 innings. He's also a first baseman and hit .425 with 3 homers and a team-high 23 RBIs. Horton's verbally committed to Minnesota.
Well, speed pitch hit.
Right-hander Brendan Brody of Wayzata helped form a great 1-2 punch with Scoro. He had a 7-2 record and 1.03 ERA coming into the state tournament. Brody struck out 43 hitters in 43 innings while walking just 8. Totino Grace's Alex Spavacek had a strong senior season after injuries limited him as a junior. Spavacek was 5-2 with a 1.64 ERA and 1 save for the Northwest Suburban co-champion Eagles. He'll play in the All-Star Series. Catching that group is a strong pair. Champlin Park's Derek Smith is a great leader and defensive player. Smith picked off 9 runners and allowed just 9 stolen bases. He hit .333 with 6 doubles and knocked in the go-ahead run in the Section 5 final. All-Star pick Smith will play baseball at Southwest State.
Smith is happy, and why not?
Wayzata's Jake Marsh is another leader behind the plate. The all-conference and all-section pick had a .355 average with 3 home runs and 14 runs batted in through section play. Our infielders are led by Isaac Collins of Maple Grove. The 5-year starter is a finalist for the Mr. Baseball Award. Equally strong offensively and defensively, Collins entered the state tournament with a .480 average and .576 on-base percentage. 26 runs scored and 14 driven in from the leadoff spot. All-Star Series pick Collins will play baseball at Creighton. Osseo shortstop Cameron Perna moved to the infield this season and excelled. He had a .931 fielding percentage and hit .333 with 1 homer and a team-high 23 hits. Perna earned all-conference and all-section honors.
Out to left, and this one is gone. It's a 2-run homer for Cameron Perna.
Park Center's Dan Hansen played third base and first base in addition to pitching. Hansen hit .357 with 7 doubles and 1 home run and 10 RBIs. He's the Pirates' team MVP and will play in the All-Star Series.
2-2 pitch, driven deep to left. Back goes Dooney, and it's gone! A game-winning walk-off home run for Griffin Schneider.
In the outfield, Griffin Schneider played a key role on a balanced Wayzata team. The all-conference and all-section pick at .377 with 8 doubles, 4 triples, 2 home runs, and 20 runs batted in for the Section 6 champs. Senior Josh Thorpe of Armstrong is a 3-year starter who helped his team to the state tournament in his sophomore and junior seasons. Thorpe earned all-conference and all-section honors, hitting .421 with 4 doubles, 4 triples, and 4 homers. He scored 21 runs and knocked in 21 as an All-Star Series player. John Cook was a key cog for Hopkins. The excellent defensive center fielder and pitcher hit .397 with 8 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers, 20 runs scored, and 13 driven in, while also going 4-2 as a pitcher. Cook is an all-conference and all-star series pick.
Is it through that drawn-in infield?
Riley Johnson helped Champlin Park to conference and section titles with a strong senior season. The center fielder hit .420 with 19 stolen bases, 1 short of the school record. He drove in 15 runs and didn't make an error in the field. The Augustana recruit is another All-Star Series selection.
Center field, this one is hit deep. And Johnson Logan scores.
Aaron Klepner of Champlin Park was valuable as an outfielder, pitcher, and infielder. Klepner hit .390 with 32 hits, 1 homer, 11 RBIs, and 11 stolen bases. He was also 6-0 with a 0.96 ERA as a pitcher through section play. It's a great group, the Sports Jam baseball team. And these guys had good seasons too. These are the honorable mention picks for baseball. John will be back with softball in a moment.
A moment ago, we saw the choices for our all-area baseball team. Here now is the 2016 Sports Jam softball team. We start our team with a solid catching core, led by Maple Grove's Emma Schifferle. The senior hit .444 with 27 RBIs for the Section 5 Class 4A runner-up Crimson. Schifferle was not only all-conference, but named first-team All-Metro by the Star-Tribune, first-team All-State by the Coaches Association.
And there's a grounder up the middle for a base hit.
Osseo's Andrea Denslake was a solid receiver for the 2016 Orioles. As a junior, Denslake hit .441 with 30 hits and had an on-base percentage of over .500. She stole 12 bases for Osseo and was named All-Northwest Suburban Conference. Wayzata catcher Katie Blanchard also makes our team. The senior hit .377 for the Trojans this season with 29 hits, including 10 for extra bases, 5 of them home runs. Blanchard led Wayzata with 30 runs batted in and was named All-Lake Conference.
Blanchard got all of that one.
Now to the infield, and Hopkins number 17, Natalie Den Hartog. One of the top players in the Lake Conference, sophomore Den Hartog helped lead the Royals to their first state tournament appearance in 5 years. All-conference shortstop Den Hartog enjoyed a great postseason, including a .571 batting average in the state tournament. Maple Grove junior shortstop Aaron Roll was the Crimson's most consistent hitter this season. Roll hit .434 on the year with 15 extra base hits. An athletic player with power at the plate and a strong arm, Roll was all-conference, all-section, and all-state honorable mention. Cooper infielder Yvette Upshur-Williams was dynamite at the plate this spring for the Hawks. Her on-base plus slugging percentage was over 1,100. Upshur-Williams was all Metro West Conference. Laura Studansky of West Lutheran delivered consistently at the plate for the small school Power Warriors. The senior third baseman hit .557 with 34 hits and 32 runs batted in. She was voted the team Golden Bat Award, named second-team All-State, and selected to play in the 2016 All-Star Series. Champlin Park's Brittany Davis entered her junior season as the Rebels' top hitter. Davis hit .487 with 4 home runs, 3 triples, and 25 runs batted in. She was the team's offensive MVP and named second-team All-Metro. Caitlin Jones hit .350 this spring for a much-improved Armstrong team. The Falcons went from 1 win in 2015 to Section 6 4A runners-up this season. And third baseman Jones played a huge part in that. The senior was an all-Northwest Suburban Conference pick.
Jones, a 3-run shot for the Falcons, and they take the lead.
Mackenzie Merritt of Hopkins split her time between pitching and playing first base for the Section 6 champion Royals. The junior's a tough out at the plate and hit .500 in the state tournament. He was named All-Lake Conference.
And she drives this ball a long way to left, and it is gone. A home run to tie it up.
West Lutheran freshman Afton Zemke had a huge hand in the Warriors' success in 2016. As a pitcher, Zemke struck out 101 batters this spring while allowing just 12 walks. As a hitter, she batted .593. Zemke was all-conference, all-section, and voted the team MVP.
In the first place,
Tina Grace's Julia Solwald started for 4 years at shortstop for the Eagles. The senior captain was solid on defense and hit .350 as a senior with 7 extra base hits. Our outfielders include Wayzata's Katie Walk. The sophomore hit .350, 28 hits, 20 runs scored, and 15 RBI. Walk also scored 20 runs, drew 13 bases on balls, and stole 6 bases. She was an All-Lake Conference pick.
Solid hit by Katie Wong.
Osseo's Lane Ruska makes our squad. The top hitter for the Orioles a year ago. Ruska hit .418 this season with 25 hits, an on-base percentage of over .500, 13 steals, and drove in 18 runs to lead the team. The junior was named All-Northwest Suburban Conference for a second time.
Marie Palinch was a great slap hitter at the top of the batting order for Maple Grove. The sophomore outfielder hit .463 with a .536 on-base percentage. Palinch led the Crimson in both runs scored and stolen bases. It's a great group, the 2016 Sports Jam softball team.
These players were very good too. Here are the honorable mention choices for softball. We'll be back to wrap up the show in a moment. Here first, though, are the plays of the week.
To short, look how deep Albers is playing, throws on the run and gets him, and Kleppner gives him a big fist pump.
Two-two pitch, driven deep to left, back goes Dooney, and it's gone! A game-winning walk-off home run for Griffin Schneider and Wayzata's in the state championship game. 4-2 the final.
It's time to celebrate Brooklyn Center at the annual Earl Brown Days Festival. The fun takes place from June 23rd through the 25th. Find out more at 12.tv under In the Community.
Well, that brings us to the end of another Sports Jam season, Jay. Another great year of memories.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of championships, a lot of great individual performances when you look back at all of them, and then going right down to the end here with two teams from the area in the state baseball championship. So been a great season. We thank all of the athletes and coaches for having such a great season for us to cover too.
And thanks to all of you for watching all year. And I'd like to leave you now with a thanks to our fine crew who does a great work behind the scenes to get us on the air each week. Have a great summer. We'll see you in the fall.